Right, so there are a couple things I want to talk about. The first thing would be the pipeline of how I like or how multiplayer games should be made in Unreal. First thing first, the actual game design. Values, maybe an early prototype, some mechanic ideas, some visual ideas, some game logic ideas. It's the first phase. You can't really make a game without this. Then you go forward and implement the base parts and mechanics. If you like them, you proceed to the next step. If you don't, you go back and redesign them. Then you complete the single player experience. That means you can have a multiplayer map with only one player in it. This is how stuff are done. You might want to build the logic first and just test that it works out with a single player. Then it's the LAN multiplayer phase. You take the single player experience, add a couple more players in it, test everything so it works, replication and stuff. So then you want to move on master server multiplayer mode. Now the master server can be either a dedicated server that all the matches run into and you keep track of database and anything you want, or you can keep these on Steam and only keep a list of IPs for the players to connect to on your master server, but the player is still a server client model. You haven't got dedicated on. And if this thing with even Steam supporting integration works, you go ahead in closed alpha, closed beta, open beta, online tests like Epic's doing, and whatever. Now, I want to talk about the multiplayer pipeline. So this is the next drawing of mine. So I want to talk about the second model without a dedicated server, because I don't see many ways that it can be useful. And dedicated servers are kind of cheap if you're selling a game. Also, it's not a big pain in the ass. So these are our players. This is our server, which is connected to Steam or other platforms, Games of Galaxy, PSN, Xbox, whatever you want. And it also keeps a database, some IP lists of the players that are online. It may act as a load balancer, have other servers behind it. You may have a website on it. You may have real-time view of a match on it. Who knows? You can do anything. Now, the server also needs attack protection, so not random guys can inject their IPs that are false and steal player data and stuff. So it's hacking, and it's also DDoS protection, denial of service attacks. You can easily pay $2 a month on service like Cloudflare, which is the best company out there to protect you from these attacks. You hear them all the time, 3 terabits per second on Twitch and whatever. So you first need to make sure that the player is a legit player. So you either check if the game is genuine via Steam or other platform, or by your own means. I don't know what you could do about that. And then you send the information to the server, what you want to grab. You may want to grab leaderboards, or you may want to grab whatever. But your initial data sending thing will initiate a session, so you don't have to re-authenticate every time you want to grab something from the server. Now, the server reply may send to one player or replicate to all the players if you're in a game. So you can implement your own mechanics on the server for searching through matches, etc., keeping a list of players and whatnot. But this is outside of the Unreal Engine scope. You actually need to know how to code besides Unreal Engine. Stuff like server stacks, frameworks, application programming interfaces, JSON parsing, and whatnot. You can use PHP, you can use whatever you want. This is upon you. Or you can use an easy solution like Steam only for the matchmaking, for example, which kind of sucks, but it's a way. And this is how you do the multiplayer. Now, another thing I want to mention is that do not play in editor. and test on a packaged game, because stuff tend to break more on the packaged games, and you might want to play in packaged game more often. Also, if you got an office, hold playtests. You can find bugs with other people that you otherwise would not have, and get a ticket or support system. See you guys.